But the weird thing is, she had just recently lost her mother. Her brother, I believe, lost his life to gun violence. Her 6-year-old daughter almost lost her life to gun violence. And not to mention, when she lost her life, she was on the way to the place to light a candle. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share, follow, and don't forget to hit that candle where her 14-year-old son lost his life. Shalom, everybody, and welcome back to ReligionWinked TV, where my spiritual ear stays. God, still nursing my voice, right? But that's not why we're here. Once again, there's another young black woman, a mother, 31-year-old Delisa Tucker, lost her life recently in Chicago. But the weird thing is, she had just recently lost her mother. Her brother, I believe, lost his life to gun violence. Her 6-year-old daughter almost lost her life to gun violence. And not to mention, when she lost her life, she was on the way to the place to light a candle where her 14-year-old son lost his life. Now, I don't know what's going on in the world, specifically against women, black women, young women, women, period. But there's something going on, y'all. This woman was struck in the chest by a bullet. I'm not sure if it was intentional. Or if it was just random shooting going on at the site of the burial or the place where her son was shot, her 14-year-old son. So I want you guys to go ahead and check out this, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
2 days later, right now, a grieving family is asking why. They spoke only to CBS Suzanne Le Mignon. She joins us now live. Good evening, Suzanne.
Brad, their loved ones say they have no idea why both of them were shot. They are in unimaginable pain right now, losing a mother and son just 2 days apart. And now, they are planning 2 funerals. Delisa Tucker and Kevin Tinker Jr.'s loved ones are in shock.
We need justice for Delisa and Kevin. That's all we want.
The mother of 6 was shot in the chest early this morning here on the 200 block of West 110th Place. She was visiting the spot where her son, Kevin Tinker Jr., was killed Sunday afternoon. The 14-year-old was shot multiple times.
He didn't deserve it. He was a kid.
Tinker's father, Kevin Tinker Sr., says his son was walking home from a friend's house when he was shot.
Some violence found him. He was a good kid. He didn't gangbang. He played basketball, played on his phone a lot. He liked to play games. He was not a gangbanger at all. He stayed in the house most of the time with his little brothers and sisters.
Tucker leaves behind 5 children between the ages of 4 and 15. Her loved ones have set up a GoFundMe page for help with funeral expenses and to provide for her children.
Can y'all please donate to the GoFundMe, please, so we can please lay them to rest? If y'all could please just donate for my friend and her kids. Like, they ain't deserve this.
We have a link to the GoFundMe on our website at cbschicago.com. We've also learned that police say there were no witnesses to Tucker's shooting this morning. Detectives are now investigating the shootings of both mother and son. At Chicago Police Headquarters, Suzanne Le Mignon, CBS News.
So what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this video right here and what you just saw and heard? Personally, I have a problem with it, but here's what we're gonna do, okay? So again, please, 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 don't mind my voice, okay? Let's see. So, police seek suspects linked to Roseland murder of a 14-year-old boy. So this all takes place in Chicago, and their police are looking and asking people the public's help for identifying suspects linked to the fatal shooting of a 14-year-old boy Sunday night in Chicago's Roseland's neighborhood. Now, this report, I don't see a date as of yet. November 25th. So November 25th, the Sunday, I do probably believe prior to Thanksgiving. So what's going on here is that according to police reports, it happened around 5:30, 5:10 p.m., November 21st. It was the Sunday before Thanksgiving, near a sidewalk in the 200 block of West 110th Place. So when the police arrived there, little Kevin Tinker Jr., 14-year-old Kevin Tinker Jr., he was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. This is getting a bit much, you guys, but it needs to be talked about and awareness made up and made aware so that people can be mindful of what kind of energy is flowing through the earth, okay? There's some demonic activity. There's a lot of gun violence, a lot of killing, senseless killing. And then we wonder why we keep losing and we keep never amounting up to anything as a whole, community or having breakthroughs because of stuff like this. So according to sources, the mother of Kevin Tucker was shot to death early Wednesday morning at the same location. At the same location. Let's go on. There is no one in custody in any of the deadly shootings. Anyone with information can leave an anonymous tip at CPD, Chicago Police Department, TIP.com. So that's CPD.TIP.com. Guys, if you have any information on these cases, by all means, please let someone know. Let someone know. Get this family the help that they need. Now, I do know in some reports there is a GoFundMe floating around, so I'll link that to this video if you guys want to go ahead and donate and, assist the family. God, have mercy. It's a lot going on, y'all, but let's go ahead and move forward, all right? So, mother shot to death near memorial for her son. Her 14-year-old son who was just killed earlier in Roseland. Again, her name is Delisa Tucker. She lost her brother to gun violence 2 years ago and almost lost her 6-year-old daughter years before that. Early Wednesday morning, she was attending yet another family tragedy, and this time it's that of her 14-year-old son, Kevin Tinker Jr., just down the street from their home in Roseland. Some of the friends say she was steps away from the memorial to her son. She was lighting a candle, and all of a sudden explodes gunfire. And Delisa Tucker was hit in the chest, and she died. So the pastor Donovan Price says, quote, "It's just sad that this whole family basically to be killed over time. This one family suffered the brother. The 6-year-old daughter almost got shot. The mom just got shot. The 14-year-old boy." And reports are going to go on to say that I believe she had just lost her mom prior to this all as well. So the pastor goes on to say he's devastated, you all. Now, Chicago police wouldn't say if they had any suspects or anything, but I do believe I remember seeing a video. If I didn't already show it, I'll try to get it, of the suspects they believe did this to the 14-year-old. Now, people aren't sure who did it to the mom, but they think they may have some sightings or footage of who had done this to the young boy. So, there's a place called Shop Spotter. Officers responding to a shot spotter alert found Tucker lying on a sidewalk in the 200 block of West 110th Place around 12:15 a.m. They reported that no one saw the shooting. On Sunday, her son was shot several times while standing on the same sidewalk. The 8th grader was outside a home that had been targeted earlier in the day, according to the police chief, Brendan Denahan, who would not say if the boy himself was a target. There was some alleged that he may have been in a gang or in the street, but family and sources says that's not true. A close family friend of the family said Tucker was on the way to light a candle for her son when she was shot. And there's nothing wrong with that. She didn't do anything wrong. Quote, they were not gangbanging, said the woman, who asked not to be named. Quote, Kevin was a boy. He was just starting to get out of his shell and get into his own, I'm adding. And most young boys do that. But a lot of our young boys find themselves hooked up with the wrong people, especially older boys in the community, using them sometimes as mules, as their scapegoat or guinea pig, sometimes to sell drugs and things. I'm not saying that's it in the case of little Kevin Tucker Tinker Jr., but in most communities, that's how most young boys find themselves or come out their shell or grow into themselves. Not all young boys, but most of our young boys. And I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying that in the case of Tinker, but we have to be real. So this family friend said Tucker loved to spend time with her family and leaves behind 5 other children. She had recently taken on the role of family matriarch after her mother's death. So Delisa Tucker lost her mother, her brother, almost lost her 6-year-old daughter years ago, lost her 14-year-old son, and now has succumbed to gunshot violence herself. And I'm not saying that's how her mother lost her life. There's no reports of how that happened. But this is very, very strange. Some people will call this a curse. Some people will just call it wicked people shooting random people for no reason at all. But to have this much gun violence come against one family, something spiritually, something is going on here. If you have any idea, please let me know. So there is a GoFundMe. I'll link that down below. And yeah. So the pastor, he basically says Tucker, he helped her years ago when her daughter, who was 6 at the time, was wounded in a shooting. So her daughter did get wounded but did not lose her life. Years later, the same Price here, Donovan Price, I believe his name is, Pastor Price, said he helped Tucker when her brother was fatally shot. I'm sure he was there when the mother, her life ended for whatever reasons. We're not sure. He goes on to say, you try to help people so that maybe their lives changed, he said. I become part of the family of the people I help. So he had a close, relationship with this family. And I'm sure most pastors do take on that extra responsibility for the most part in communities when stuff like this happens. I mean, it would almost be inhumane not to help a Delisa Tucker in her situation with all that she's been through, right? Why turn a blind eye or turn the other cheek or look the other way when somebody is going through? So they have a visual, everything is going on. Um, Price goes on to say he received a text message about Delisa Tucker being gunned down. Roslyn has seen 26 shooting deaths so far in 2021, putting it on track to have a deadlier year than 2020, according to Sun-Times data. In the Calumet Police District, which includes Roseland, if I said it wrong, has recorded at least 61 homicides this year, 49% more than this time last year, and shootings are up 31%. Now, again, guys, this is crazy to me. I'm at a loss for words. I am so at a loss for words. So there's not much more I can pull out of these articles here. Everybody from People to Daily Mail, and I'll put all the links down below, are pretty much saying the same thing. All right, so now they're actually mentioning the friend name in this one. Her name is Michelle Tharp, and she's a family friend and to Tucker, and she basically set up the GoFundMe and says that this world is so cold. It's cruel. It's inhumane. It's becoming barbaric. This entity of the devil, we keep saying and magnetizing it and magnifying it and making it greater than God, has absolutely grown to a place where it definitely doesn't value life anymore. And we can be biased, and y'all can say whatever you want to say, but it don't value black life and that of a black woman as much as it should. I consider women to be the gateway of life, the gatekeepers of life, the instrument of life. Except a man come through a woman, he cannot enter into this world, all right? Now you know the Messiah said, except a man come through me, I'm the way, the life, the truth, and all that. Except the seed come through a woman, life can't even exist. And that just goes to show you how devalued women are at this point, white or black. All women around the world suffer the same thing. Wow, this is so sad. So we're going to go ahead. I'll go ahead and insert another video in here if I can. Y'all let me know what you think about this whole entire situation. How is it that a mom suffered all she suffered, lost her 14-year-old son on the way to his memorial site, or, death site, or the place where he lost his life, and end up getting shot? Who wrote that script? Where did it come? Hey guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share, follow, and don't forget to hit that. How does it exist? How do you feel about this? Let me know down below in the comments, y'all. So yeah, a mother of 6. She's been through a lot, y'all. And like I said, there's not much more on this story. Please let me know what your thoughts are down below. God bless you guys, and be safe out there. Be safe out there. There's not much else, y'all. I'm at a loss for words. Please comment down below, share, subscribe, like this video, and let me know what you think about it all. Peace.